That's 3 in a row.
Well, I can't concentrate with Al pacing back and forth.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, what's wrong? Is something the matter?
Now, you wouldn't understand.
Try me.
Okay. I need something. I have to have it, but I don't have the money.
What is it?
A car, I suppose.
How did you know that?
Al, you've been talking about it for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But I can't get around the money problem. No money equals no fun, and that's all there is to it.
Al, get a job. After school or during the vacation.
Just like that.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Is there a paper around here?
Yeah, it's in the garbage. I was reading it before.
Here we go. Classified ads.
Read it.
Here's one. Fast track.
Hey, that sounds good.
Are you looking for a stimulating job, and do you have unusual motivation?
What does motivation mean again?
Unusual motivation. You know, motivate, move, get up and go.
Excellent financial compensation.
That's good.
Everyone needs a good salary.
Send resume. College degree required.
What's a resume?
Doesn't matter. I don't have a college degree. This is no use.
Come on, don't give up so quick. Here's something. Make $50 a second.
$50 a second? That's $3,000 an hour.
Want me to read it?
Yes.
Come on, what is it?
No experience necessary and no resume required. If you're a high-caliber man or woman who loves to fly, this could be for you.
I love to fly.
Well, listen. Call Smith Brothers Circus and get shot out of a cannon. 5 performances daily.
Let me... That's not in there.
The best jobs never are.
High caliber. Yeah, I think that's you.
Yeah, right. Very funny. Okay, I'll try again. Let's see. Hey, here's something. They're opening up a new cash mart on the North Bypass. Wanted. Full-time checkers and baggers. No, that's no good. Part-time inventory clerks. What's an inventory clerk?
Oh, we'll figure it out later. Keep going.
Resume and interview required. Competitive salary. Call our personnel office for an appointment.
Call.
Okay, I will.
If you get a job, you expect a salary, right? The word salary is from the Latin salarium, which means literally salt allowance. Now, the Romans knew that salt is necessary for life, and soldiers in the Roman army customarily received part of their wages as a salt allowance. The Latin word for salt is sal, and this salt allowance finally became our salary. Today, a salary is paid in money. The word money has an interesting history. In the Roman religion, Juno was the queen of the gods, and in addition to her other responsibilities, she was also the goddess of warning. Now, in its early days, Rome had had a lot of narrow escapes, and to thank Juno for her many timely warnings, the Romans built a temple to her. Later, when the Romans started using money, they set up their mint in the temple, and Juno got the job of goddess of money as well. The word money is derived from the Latin word moneo, meaning warning. And if you know the story, it makes sense. Juno was the goddess of both warnings and money.
How's it coming?
Fine, Mom.
You seem to be taking a long time about it.
I want to get it just right.
I'd be glad to give you a hand if...
Thanks, Mom. I'd rather do it myself. Mom, what is an inventory clerk?
I guess you're just going to have to look it up.
Oh, all right.
You said you wanted to do it yourself.
I know. Inventory. An itemized list of current goods or assets. Now, what would that mean to a big food store like Cashmart? Probably keeping track of the cans of soup and frozen pizzas. Yeah, that sounds good. It's an important job. Why do I want to work for Cashmart? For money. For a new car. No. Somehow, I don't think that's what they want to hear. I've got to pick my words carefully. Don't want to sound too casual, or too stuffy or phony. I want to work because I want the feelings of accomplishment and independence that having a job and earning a salary provide. There. That's true. And it sure sounds a lot better than, so I can buy a car.
Sometimes when you run into a strange word like inventory, you don't have a dictionary in hand. In that case, you can sometimes figure out the meaning of the word from context clues. There are several types of such clues. For example, his slovenly appearance on the job was marked by a rumpled shirt, dirty coveralls, and worn-out shoes. Now, if you don't know what slovenly means, you can figure it out from the sentence, which gives 3 examples of slovenly appearance. A rumpled shirt, dirty coveralls, and worn-out shoes. Now, how would you describe somebody like that? Messy, unkempt, or just a slob? They're all synonyms for slovenly. Now, this sentence is a little trickier. Unlike the large, echoing, high-ceilinged boardroom, the president's office had an air of intimacy. The previous sentence gave us examples of what slovenly is, but this sentence deals with contrast, and it tells us what intimacy isn't. An intimate room is not large, echoing, or high-ceilinged. So, what is it? Small, hushed, and cozy. And that's what an intimate room is.
You busy?
Nothing, I can't wait. What is it?
Well, I called the personnel department at Cashmart,
You did?
and we scheduled an interview.
Oh, scheduled an interview. That sounds official.
Well, it is kind of important.
Yeah?
So I was wondering, could you help me out?
How?
I've never been to a job interview before.
So?
Well, I was thinking you could pretend to be the interviewer, and I'll be me.
Okay, I'll sit at the desk.
Okay, fine.
Come in. Yes?
Hi, I'm Al Kirk, and I've requested this appointment to discuss the possibility of my being employed by Cashmart part-time as an inventory clerk.
Okay. Have a seat, Al.
Thank you.
Have you ever done this kind of work before?
No, I'm sorry I haven't, but here's my resume.
Okay. Oh, I see that you've listed all your schoolwork and all your job experience.
Yes, I've listed all of my qualifications in chronological order, quite completely.
So I see. Why do you want to work for Cashmart?
Well, because I see in this modest endeavor an opportunity for growth. An opportunity
Hold
to...
on a second.
What's the matter? Don't I sound pretty good?
Al, you sound too good to be true. You are applying for the position of inventory clerk at Cashmart, not ambassador to England. Big words are great, but only when they're appropriate, okay?
Okay, I get you. Let's try it again.
Okay. Come in.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Al Kirk. You can call me Al. I'm here to talk about a job.
Have a seat. Why do you want to be an inventory clerk?
Why not? You know, it pays. I mean, everybody's got to eat.
Of course.
You know, I want a car, but not just any car. I've got my eye on this overhead cam V8 with dual exhaust, and it's this...
Stop it, Al. I never knew interviewing could be such drudgery. I can't believe it.
What's the problem?
Before, you were too formal. This time, you're too casual.
Casual? Me?
Casual.
Yeah, I always thought it was a bit lazy, sitting around doing nothing.
Come on, Carl, don't mess us up.
What are you doing? Can I help?
No.
Yes, he can.
Even if the money is tempting, you may decline a job if you've been warned that it is too laborious. When you analyze the structure of laborious, you see right away it has something to do with labor. The IOUS suffix means characterized by. Thus, a laborious job is characterized by labor, excessive labor. An ambitious person is obviously characterized by ambition. Likewise, we have gracious behavior and suspicious behavior. We have infectious disease, diseases that infect, and dubious decisions, decisions that are doubtful.
Where do you go to school, Al?
I'm a junior at City High School.
What do you think of Polly?
Please, no digressions.
Stay on the subject, okay?
Oh, okay.
Where have you worked before?
Last summer, I was a lifeguard at the Meadowbrook swimming pool.
And how much did you make?
Minimum wage.
Have you ever been in trouble with the police?
Oh, no, sir. No, ma'am.
What do you think of Polly's chances of football this year?
No digressions.
I was just trying to throw him a little off balance.
That's not necessary. He's already unbalanced enough.
That's for sure.
Are you looking for full-time or part-time employment?
Part-time, at this point.
Why do you want to work for Cashmart?
Well, honestly, because I'm looking for a good part-time job.
And later?
We'll just have to wait and see.
What do you think of Polly's football team?
I think they're a pack of losers, okay? Now, what I meant to say was, I feel that Polly doesn't have any chance at all to defeat City this year.
That was good, Al. You were clear and concise.
Yeah, sounded like you. I think that's important.
You sounded like a real person would. Somebody who could do the job and somebody who was willing to do it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thanks.
You are what you say. The way you choose and use words has a great deal to do with the way other people think of you. The way you sound is as important as the way you look. It's true of job interviews, but it's just as true of any social occasion. The words you use should be those that can best express your thoughts to your listeners. You are what you say. Good words, like good clothes, can only help you look and sound your best.
Nah, it's too mushy.
I like it. I like it.
I got the job.
How was it? It was tough, man. That's strong. Didn't you see it?
They wanted to weigh me again.
Oh,
Hey, I like the way your leg dropped down.
thanks. I noticed that when he comes in to tie up, he lifts his hands. So I just dropped under.
Cute.
Once I had him down, I was riding him with one-on-ones. Then he handed me a chance to give him a cross-body ride. I couldn't believe it.
Give me another orange, will you?
Hey, sure, help yourself. I just about had him with the Oklahoma ride, but the period ended.
The way he kept going for the edge of the map, they should have caught him for stalling. Really?
It didn't make any difference. In the second period, when I was on the bottom, he tried some sort of a three-quarter Nelson. I just gave him a standing switch.
That was nice. Thought you killed him. That was it?
Yeah. Then, of course, I got him in a half Nelson, and he was counting lights.
Hey, Woody.
Get on!
Go, Woody, go!
Did you understand what Carl was telling his teammates? Probably not, unless you know something about wrestling yourself. The reason is that wrestling, like most activities, has a special language, a vocabulary all its own. And that vocabulary is used and understood by specialists in the field, whether it's wrestling or horse racing, medicine or accounting. Why do these special vocabularies exist? Is it just to keep outsiders like us in the dark? No. Specialized vocabularies allow experts to communicate complex ideas quickly and accurately. For example, my business, television, has a language all its own. This is a cut. This is a dissolve. And this is a box wipe. What would it be like if we didn't have these specialized vocabularies? Let's find out. Oh, by the way, this is a fade out.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, how'd it go?
We won.
Well, how'd you do?
Pinned him in the second period.
Great, what a professional. Tell me all about it.
Dad, are you going to eat that piece of pizza?
Well,
What with me dieting to make weight,
No, go ahead. I was saving it for you anyway.
Thanks, Dad. Well, he comes out, and we were just going to tie up, and I leg drop him.
You tackle him.
Well, more or less. Anyhow, I got him in a cross-body ride, and that should have been it.
What's that?
Cross-body ride?
Yes, the crossbody ride. Hey, remember, I'm still an amateur at all this stuff.
Well, it's sort of like, let me show you, okay?
Okay, why not?
Okay, good. Show you here.
There's a lot of talk these days about amateur and professional sports, particularly on TV. The word amateur comes from the Latin verb amare, meaning to love. An amateur is one who does something for the love of the thing itself, not for any other reward. The word professional comes from Latin too. Pro meaning before, and fatri meaning to avow or admit frankly. The original professionals were monks, priests, and nuns, people who made or professed promises to join religious orders. In time, the word professional was broadened to include the learned professions, medicine, law, and teaching. Thus, a college teacher is a professor. Today, the meaning has been broadened even further. We speak of a professional attitude, and it can apply to people who are serious about their jobs. Two things to remember. Amateurs do it for love. Professionals do it as a job, for money. And as we've seen, the meaning of a word like professional can grow and change over the years.
Come on, Dad, try to get away.
I've been trying.
And the neat thing about the cross-body ride is that there's no break for it.
I'll take your word for it.
And it works right into the Oklahoma ride.
What's that?
Watch.
Okay, I'll go.
Isn't that great?
Well, it sure taught me one thing.
What's that?
I'll have to learn what wrestling words mean. That way I won't have to have any more demonstrations.
Carl showed us an important point. something that every politician has to learn. You must fit your message to your audience, choosing words that are right for their interest and abilities. When he was with the other kids on the team, Carl could talk about the various holds using their technical names. They understood quickly and exactly what he meant. And that's the whole purpose of any kind of specialized language. Later on, when Carl tried to tell his father all about the match, he found that without that specialized vocabulary, communication can be confusing, inefficient, and very hard on dear old Dad. Now let's imagine that you're going to give a speech or write something that people will read. You want to be clearly understood, so you'll fit what you say to your audience. But you don't know anything about your audience. There are two things you can do. First, use repetition, saying the same thing over and over, giving people many chances to get your drift. In short, being redundant. You can also vary your choice of words. Try saying it one way one time, use different but similar words another time. One of the beauties of our language is there are usually many ways to say the same thing. So, do you get the idea? If you aren't sure of your audience, if you aren't sure of what would be an appropriate vocabulary, an effective choice of words, then keep repeating yourself and trying different words.
That's okay. You played a good game.
Hey, you tried.
What's the matter?
What is the matter? Didn't you see that call?
No, you didn't even touch her. We got robbed.
I didn't even come close. They should give that girl a scholarship to acting school.
Oh, I don't know. I think the calls have been pretty well balanced on both sides.
Come on.
Don't let her get 100. No! I'll be in
We'll see you guys, yeah.
Will you guys wait around for me? All I have to do is take a shower and get dressed. Plus, I want to see your story.
Okay.
Just don't take all night.
Well, I'm just about finished.
Here she comes.
How's it going?
Great. Want to hear what I got?
Yeah.
Okay. My headline is, Varsity Girls Fall to Polly 100-64.
That sounds good.
Okay. It was a dark night at the gym when our varsity girls were defeated by the much taller and more experienced Polly team. It seemed to this reporter that the officials were clearly biased against us. 4 of our starters were fouled out. Beth Heaton, starting sophomore guard, said I didn't touch her when she was forced to leave the floor with 15 seconds to go. In the interscholastic tournament only 2 weeks away, the city girls will be looking for revenge. They need everyone's support to beat Polly. So come out for the pep rally next week. Beat Polly.
That's great.
Sounds good, huh? Mm-hmm. What's the matter?
What's wrong?
Well, you want to hear my story?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your headline?
Poly girls smash City 100-64. That the Poly girls Varsity 5 would hand City a stunning defeat tonight was never in doubt. Poly's superior team dominated the game from the opening buzzer. Marge McCoy, Poly's fleet, frosh forward, led the scoring with 28 from the floor and 9 from the free throw line for 37 points. Beth Heaton was the leading scorer for City with 19 points. It will be an uphill battle for City in the next interscholastics when they again meet Poly.
How could you say that? That is not the way it happened.
Yeah, whose side are you on anyway?
I'm not on anybody's side. I just want to write a story about what really happened. Fair, unbiased, objective.
What? You're kidding.
Look, see, your story is for the school paper. The only people who read it are kids who go to City and who want City to win.
So?
Well, my story is for the weekly shopper. And everybody reads that, not just City and Poly kids, but parents and everybody. So I don't just want to show them our side of the story.
Well, then how come you said how great Marge McCoy is?
Oh, come on, face it. She's going to be all state, unless she gets robbed.
Okay. Well, then why didn't you say anything about the bad call?
Yeah, what are you trying to do?
Well, I'm not trying to make people angry that we lost. That's your story. I just want to tell them what happened.
Maybe.
You might have told them about the pep rally.
No, see, that's just for us. Look, Carl's story is for the kids at City. He wants them to feel bad that we lost, and he wants them to come out to the pep rally and help us beat Polly in the Interscholastic.
So what's wrong with that?
Nothing. But my story has a different audience. Everybody reads the Weekly Shopper, not just City kids, and I don't want them to feel sorry for us. All I want to do is just tell them what happened. And I don't care if they come to the pep rally, so why should I mention it?
Okay, so you have a different story.
Yeah?
You have a different audience, and you want a different result.
Hey.
There's just one thing, Al.
Yeah, Beth?
You could have given me more coverage than just one line.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess so.
Come on, guys. What do you say we gonna eat? I'm hungry.
Me too. I'm starving.
Okay, let's do it.
Pizza.
Sounds good.
The word interscholastic comes from two Latin words, inter meaning between, and schola meaning school. An interscholastic match is one that takes place between two schools. Now, what are intercollegiate sports? Remember, inter means between. Intercollegiate means between colleges, like the NCAA finals in basketball. Do you play intramural sports at school? This word looks a little like the others, but it's really quite another story. The Latin prefix intra means within. The mural part comes from the Latin word for wall, so intramural literally means within the walls. In the Middle Ages, schools and colleges sometimes had walls around them, so when the students played games among themselves, they were playing within the walls. The walls are gone today, but the word intramural lives on. Hey, want to hear a pun? A joke? It's called a gag because it makes you sick. How is a basketball game like a murder trial? They both take place in court, and they both involve foul play. See you next time.
Can you tell me where the office is?
It's right over there.
Can you tell me where the office is? Okay, it's down over there.
Today we're looking at peer pressure and how it affects people like you. The word peer comes to us from the Latin word par, and it means equal. It can also mean an accepted standard or behavior. When a golfer gets a par on a hole, It means that the score is equal to the accepted standard. The expression par for the course comes from golf. The accepted standard for a given golf course is, say, 72. That's the standard number of times a golfer has to hit the ball to complete the course. And so when someone says, that's par for the course, they mean that's equal to what usually happens. Anyway, so par means peer, and peer means equal. So peer pressure is a force, a pushing, that comes from the people you hang around with, your equals.
Hi.
Hi.
Can I sit here?
Sure.
You're new here, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm Carl.
I'm Peggy.
Just moved here?
Yeah, from Iowa.
Iowa?
Yeah, a little town called Radcliffe. Ever heard of it?
No.
Oh.
Hey, look, I know what you're going through.
What?
Being new here?
Oh, are you new here too?
Well, no. I was. I'm from New York. The first day I got here, everybody knew it.
From the way you talk.
Yeah, that's right. You know, I didn't think it showed.
It really doesn't that much.
Anyhow, it's tough fitting in here. There's so many cliques.
What?
Cliques, you know, a whole bunch of people that hang out together. Anyway, I had friends in New York, but when I got over here, I didn't know anybody.
So what did you do?
So I tried to find a way to fit in. For a long time, I felt like an outcast. Finally, I figured if I was to have any friends, I'd have to be accepted in a group. The first group I tried seemed to run this place. You know those guys that hang out in the hall, Steve Douglas and that whole bunch?
Let's get third period and go to I've got to start this. I don't know what it is.
So how did you get in with them?
I just did the same things that they did. That's what you got to do when you're with a peer group, you know? Either you conform or you're an outcast.
So what did you do to get accepted?
Tried to be like them. I talked, acted, and looked just like them.
Isn't that pretty hard?
Yeah, it was hard. I found out how hard it was, too, when we went to Steve's girlfriend's house one time. Her parents were out of town, and we decided to have a party.
Honey, she can't. She followed along.
Hey, check that one.
Oh, honey, it's about time.
Oh, let go!
Refrigerator's packed. So anyway, what? Before we go on to free beer. You get her set up with somebody. How'd you do on that math? How'd you do on that math? How'd you do on that math? I didn't go.
Oh, the math test. What a bummer.
There was a
so
test
hard.
today?
That man's so hard.
I can't stand it. There was a test today?
Ouch, did you miss the algebra test?
I didn't go.
Honey, and the makeup.
But you gotta take the test.
And you know what his makeup. His makeup's is bad.
Hey, we're partying, all right?
That doesn't sound like you.
It isn't me.
Did you want the beer?
No, I don't even like beer.
So why didn't you just say no thank you? I mean, if they were really crazy about it, it would have meant one more can for them.
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
I wanted to be like them, and they were all doing it.
It's hard to be an individual when it means being an outcast.
Everyone wants friends, but not the pressure to conform.
When we're talking about people, lots of interesting words come up. Take clique, for example. It refers to an exclusive group of people. But do you know where it comes from? In the Old French, clique meant to click, clap, or applaud. And a clique meant a group of applauders. So, a clique is a group of people who applaud themselves. And here's another one, conform. It comes from two Latin words, com, meaning same, and forma, meaning form or shape. So, when someone conforms to the group, he or she is taking on the same shape as the others, becoming like them. A nonconformist is one who is not like the others. Non means not.
So, you still didn't have any friends?
No. Next, I tried another group. I saw the sign in the hall, so I decided to find out what C Cubed was all about. I could see right away that this was a different social group. I mean, these kids were into brainy things. C Cubed stood for a chess computer club. I didn't understand any of it. I don't know if I still do. But I know that these were kids that my parents would approve of. They all got straight A's.
Were they friendly?
Sure. They weren't unfriendly, you know. They didn't force me to be like them. They were real nice. They didn't even ask me to be like them.
No pressure, huh?
Oh, no, there was pressure. It just wasn't as obvious. Yeah, there was pressure. I didn't understand half of what they were talking about. I felt real dumb.
Want to play?
Sure, why not?
Check. Checkmate.
So you weren't a brain and you weren't a beer drinker. Did you try something in the middle?
No, I stopped trying. Well, trying so hard anyway. I decided that I would wait and see what would happen.
When the ancient Romans put on their plays, they often had their actors wear masks, like these. The happy ones for comedy, the sad ones for tragedy. The Latin name of these masks was persona, from which, as you might guess, we get the words person, personal, and personality. So to the Romans, one's persona is something put on outside yourself. Today, we think of personality as the way you act, the things you say and do that shape another's impression of you. So, though not exactly the same, the ancient and modern meanings still imply that personality is the mask you wear for others to see.
So, how did you make some friends?
That's the funny part. I was in English class, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've been studying Hemingway's story about a man's struggle against the ocean, a fish, and himself. How do you feel about the old man in the sea? Yes.
I thought that the plot was a little fishy.
It had you hooked, huh?
But I do think that it's good to read it in schools.
Wait. I think it would make a wonderful musical.
Musical?
Mm-hmm. With the right tune.
I'm getting a sinker feeling over here.
Hey, stop it. Both of you. These jokes are floundering, okay?
Do you know what a pun is? Let's see what the dictionary says. A pun is the humorous use of a word in such a way as to suggest different meanings of words having the same or nearly the same sound. A few examples might help. Why would a drummer in a rock band make a good policeman? Because he's good at pounding a beat. Why is a forger a very good person? He's always ready to right a wrong. And why is the doctor a very stingy person? Because the doctor treats you and then makes you pay for it. Hey, I don't write 'em, I just read 'em.
So then I just told her how I fell in with you guys. You know, I don't feel any pressure. I feel comfortable.
You just like the dumb puns.
And hanging out at the Burger Blitz.
Oh, yeah.
Well, mostly. It's the dumb puns.
Thanks, Carl.
So what is she going to do now?
I don't know. Look for new friends, I guess. People like her.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Listen, I just wanted to thank you for all you told me. It really helped.
You're welcome. Oh, by the way, this is Beth.
Hi.
Al, this is Peg.
Nice to meet you.
So, you really like my lecture on peer group pressure, huh?
More like beer group pressure?
Hey, that was a really dumb pun. Very good, Peg. Welcome aboard.
Oh, you're one of us.
Good to have you.
This is a dictionary, but it's not an ordinary dictionary. It's a medical dictionary, and it's full of words that are used by medicine and health professionals. How many words? Well, I haven't counted them, but there are about 50 words on an average page, and 1,500 pages. That adds up to approximately 75,000 words in all. Do doctors really know all the words that are in this book? No, of course they don't. But they do know a lot of them, and they can often guess the meaning of a medical word they've never seen because they know the secret of this book. The secret is this. Many medical words were made up from certain prefixes, suffixes, and roots, usually from Greek and Latin, so that anyone could figure out what they meant if, of course, he or she knew these Greek and Latin word parts. Why use Latin and Greek? Why not use English, Spanish, or some other widely understood language? There are two reasons. First, the classical languages, Latin and Greek, have been widely used by European scholars in every field for centuries. And second, maybe people thought that using the dead classical languages would be more fair than picking one that favored one nation over the others. This is a hypodermic syringe. The word hypodermic is made up of three Greek word parts. Hypo means below or under, derma means skin, and ic means having to do with. So, a hypodermic needle is one that goes under your skin.
Hey, Beth, what's happening? You ready for that concert tonight?
What?
What? The concert tonight. You've been talking about it all week.
I don't know.
Hey, come on. What's the matter with you? You've been grumpy all day.
I've had chills and fever for a couple of days.
Oh. Maybe you've got the flu or a virus.
I don't know, but my neck hurts.
Really? Let me see.
See?
Wow. It is swollen. Right here and here.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
it's all right.
You know, Beth, maybe you ought to go see a doctor.
Maybe you're right. Won't just go away by itself, huh?
People often wonder what the longest word in the dictionary is. Well, here's a likely candidate. Pneumono, ultra microscopic. Silico, volcano, coniosis. Even though we can barely pronounce it, we can begin to figure out what it means. Let's go back to the beginning. The pneumono part refers to the lungs. Pneumonia, for example, is a lung disease. Ultra microscopic probably means very, very small. The prefix ultra means extreme, as in ultra-liberal or ultra-conservative. You know what a microscope is. Micro means small, and scope means to see. A microscope is an instrument that lets you see things too small for the naked eye. So, ultra-microscopic means extremely microscopic, very small indeed. Don't give up yet. We're halfway through the longest word you'll ever see. Now, the next part is silico, and that refers to the element silicon, a glassy mineral found in a variety of forms like sand. Miners sometimes contract a disease called silicosis from inhaling dust containing silicon compounds. Well, you know what a volcano is, so I won't bother with that. The last part is coniosis. The cone part comes from the Greek word konios, which means dust. And finally, the suffix osis often means disease. So, what does our champion word mean? It appears that it is a lung disease caused by very, very small bits of silicon dust from volcanoes. Is that what it really means? Well, let's look it up. Sure enough, here it is. It's defined as a disease of the lungs caused by the inhalation of very fine silicate dust or quartz dust and occurring especially in miners. Well, I didn't get it exactly right, but the general idea was there, and that's what's important. By breaking a word down into its parts, you can figure it out. Even if it's the longest word in the dictionary, which it is.
Okay, let me see if I've got all this straight here. You've got fever, chills, and a good deal of neck pain.
That's right. And my throat is starting to swell up, too.
And there's some erythema and induration, too.
Is that serious?
Well, I think the first thing I want to do now is get a blood workup on you. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Dr. Panago, 5553. Dr. Panago, 5553.
Reported symptoms. Sudden onset of fever. Yes. Chills. Neck pain. Diagnosis. That's what it is. Probable acute non-suppurative thyroiditis. Wow. Treatment. Salicylates. Salicylates? What are salicylates? I don't know. Prognosis. Self-limiting. What is self-limiting? Doesn't hurt that bad. Maybe it'll go away.
And Peggy, be sure to order some T4 and T3 tests for Beth here.
Okay.
Thanks. Now, Beth, I want you to go to hematology and get some blood tests done. And we should get those test results back in a couple of days. And in the meantime, I'd like you to take aspirin for this discomfort in your throat, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'll see you in 2 days.
Okay.
Beth has just been exposed to a great deal of medical vocabulary. The doctor gave her a clue, though, to one of the words when she said she was sending her to hematology for blood tests. So hema or hemo must have something to do with blood. And it does. It comes from the Latin for blood. Ology means the study of. Hematology, then, is the study of blood. You find lots of hema or hemo words in medicine, like hemostat, hemophiliac, hemorrhage, hematologist, hemoglobin. So even if you don't know what the rest of the word means, if you see the root hema or hemo, you'll know it has something to do with blood. Most medical words aren't really hard. They just look hard at first glance. You know what an appendix is, and maybe you've had appendicitis. Itis is a suffix which means an inflammation of. Do you know what the word appendectomy means? The suffix ectomy means to cut out. So, an appendectomy is an operation to remove your appendix.
Beth, Al's here. Can you come on up? Sure.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you feeling?
Better.
Well, you sure look a lot better than you did the other day.
Thanks.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to figure out what it is that I have.
Well, didn't the doctor tell you?
Not really. But I looked at my file.
Oh, yeah? What did it say?
That is the problem. I have all these words, but I don't know what they mean.
Acute non-suppurative thyroiditis. I know what acute means. In math, an acute angle is one that has a sharp point to it. So maybe here, acute means sharp.
That's right. I looked it up too. And it can also mean something that's severe, but temporary and doesn't last too long.
Oh, well, that's good news.
But what about the rest of it?
Thyroiditis. You know, when I had tonsillitis, the doctor told me that what I had was an infection of the tonsils. He gave me some medicine and it went away. Maybe what you have is an infection of the thyroid.
Could be. All I know is that it hurts.
What about non-suppurative?
I don't know. It's not in the dictionary.
Did you look up suppurative?
No. Let me see. Here it is. To produce or discharge pus.
Yuck.
Well, I know non means not. So maybe it means that no pus has formed yet.
Well, that doesn't sound so bad.
No, it doesn't. Does it?
No. Beth, what is self-limiting?
Al was right. The word acute means sharp or pointed, but depending on the context, it can suggest many things. In mathematics, an acute angle is one that measures less than 90 degrees. The word acute can also mean mentally sharp or keen. For instance, I could say Einstein had an acute sense of physics and math. Finally, acute in the medical sense means severe or sudden, as in the case of Beth's neck pain.
Hello, Beth.
Hi.
You look a bit better.
Thanks.
Well, I've got some good news for you. The tests show that you have
Acute non-suppurative thyroiditis.
You looked at your file.
Yeah. How did you know that?
I've known you for quite a while, Beth.
Oh, yeah. The file said salicylates. That's aspirin, right? And I've been taking them just like you told me to.
You have done your homework.
Yeah, but What does it mean, though?
What?
Acute non-suppurative thyroiditis. It sounds like an infection of the thyroid that hasn't gotten too bad yet.
That's right. Now, where did you learn that?
Oh, I looked it up in the dictionary.
Okay, well, what does self-limiting mean?
Oh, that scared me for a while. I know that limit can mean the end of something. And for a moment, I thought that it meant the end of self, namely me. But then I realized it's the germ.
Or a virus, probably.
It limits itself. It lasts for a little while, and then it goes away. And I think it's going away already.
Well, it may persist for a couple of weeks yet. So I suggest that you take it easy and keep taking aspirin whenever it bothers you.
Okay.
And avoid eye strain.
Eye strain?
Yes. Don't try to read other people's files.
Oh.
I think I'm in love.
What?
I've never seen her here before. She's beautiful.
She's all right.
I gotta meet her. Who is she?
Her name is Doris Myers. She and her family lived here a long time ago. They just moved back to town.
That's Doris Myers?
Yeah, calm down. You're drooling all over your French fries.
I gotta think. I need a plan.
We worry a lot about the way we look. But what most people don't realize is that a great deal of what people think about you depends on what you say. For example, if you say something that others think is crude, gross, or disgusting, you're less likely to make a good impression than if you say something pleasant or say nothing at all. In our program today, we'll follow Carl's romance with the mysterious Doris, and we'll see the effects word choices can have, both good and bad.
You've had time to think. When are you going to move?
Now, I'm ready.
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna walk over there, and I'm gonna talk to her.
That's good because she is so friendly.
No. You don't get what I mean. I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna lay the charm on her. You know what I mean?
I'm afraid I know what you mean.
Hi. You're Doris Myers, aren't you? You probably don't remember me. I'm Carl Scott. You know? I couldn't help noticing you from where I was sitting over there. I said to my friends that you're the most exquisite example of feminine beauty that I had ever seen.
You did, eh?
Yes. And now that I'm up close, I know I was right. Your hair is like fine silk. And I could drown myself in the depths of your eyes.
Wait a minute. Here he comes. That look? He looks dejected.
It's because he's been rejected.
Ow.
So, going steady yet, sport?
What happened?
I don't understand. I mean, I really don't.
What happened?
I was just talking to her, you know? She picked up one of her books and she started to study.
Really? What kind of book was it?
I don't know, chemistry. What difference does it make?
Well, I can't say that I blame her. I mean, chemistry is a fascinating subject, especially when compared to your line of pattern.
Stop it, Al.
I suppose you think you can do better.
I can see it now, sport.
There's a hushed crowd at Yankee Stadium today, folks. 70,000 people are holding their breath. And yes, here he comes, slowly, casually, out of the dugout. Once again, destiny has called the old master out of retirement. Once again, he's been called upon to face the impossible. And once again, he will succeed.
Okay. Go do it.
The old master will wait for his moment. And it will be the perfect moment. You can be sure of that.
Well, I can't blame Doris for giving Carl the cold shoulder. His choice of words was deplorable, to put it mildly. Beth noted that Carl looked dejected on his return to their table. It's an interesting word if we break it up. The D prefix means down, as in descend, degrade, and depress. The root of the word ject comes from the Latin verb jacare, meaning to throw. Other words that come from this root include project, literally to throw forward, inject, to throw into, eject, to throw out, and reject, to throw back. So deject literally means to throw down. Poor Carl was dejected because he was rejected. Now let's see if Al can make a better impression on Doris.
Hello. Can I please speak to Doris? Hi. Hi, this is Al Kirk. Hi, this is Al. Al here.
Hello?
Hello, Doris?
Yes? Who's this?
This is Al. Al Kirk.
Al Kirk.
Yeah. You remember me. We took English together from Mrs. Morgan.
Oh, yes, I remember you. Hi, Al.
Hi. Look, Doris, I was at the malt shop today with Beth Heaton.
I know Beth Heaton.
Yeah, you do. Oh, well, I saw you. So I thought I'd just give you a buzz and find out what you've been up to the last couple of years.
Oh, not much, Al. What have you been up to?
Oh, well, not much, really. Of course, I am involved with the track team, and that takes up a great deal of my time.
I can imagine.
And I try to go out.
Yeah?
A bit, yeah. Of course, I try not to let anything interfere with my schoolwork. You know, the Ivy League scholarship, it just isn't in the bag yet. You know?
No, I guess not.
Well, look, Doris, I have to get back to work, so I'll see you at school.
Yes, sure. I'll look for you.
Oh, great. Well, I'll see you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Heaton's.
Hi, Beth. It's me, Doris Myers.
Doris, it's been a long time. How are you?
I'm just fine. I was kind of scared about coming back to school since I didn't know anybody. But I just got a call from this really fantastic guy.
Really?
Listen to this.
Okay.
He's on the track team. He goes out a lot. And he's going to get a scholarship to Princeton or someplace like that.
Who is this guy? He sounds terrific.
His name is Al Kirk. Do you know him?
I know an Al Kirk.
Well, is he on the track team?
No, not really. He's the manager.
Oh, but he does go out a lot.
Well, if you count the Burger Blitz and the Taco Terrific.
Oh, I guess I thought he meant something else. But he is smart. I mean, he is going to get a scholarship somewhere, isn't he?
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that.
Oh, I see. Well, listen, Beth. Thanks for letting me know about Al.
No, listen, Doris, don't get me wrong. He's a very nice guy, and he's a real good friend of mine. It's just that he's not an Olympic gold medalist or a Rhodes Scholar.
I getcha. Well, thanks, Beth. Listen, I'll see you in school tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Every language has a word for love. In English, love is a four-letter word. And like many short, seemingly simple words, it has many meanings. In the case of love, these meanings are rather like one another, yet there are subtle differences. That is, differences that are small and hard to spot. But in love, these subtle differences can be important. There is love within a family, the affection rising out of personal ties, the maternal love of a mother for her child. But when we tell someone to give him or her my love, what do we mean? Love can mean an attachment or devotion to something quite impersonal. A reasonably happy wife may complain that pro football is her husband's first love. Likewise, we speak of a love of the sea or a love of country. The French have a proverb that translates, "The more things change, the more they stay the same." It seems like a paradox, a statement that contradicts itself, but it's certainly true of love and courtship. Now, the words that people use to describe courtship change, but the basic idea is always the same. The word courting, for example, is derived from the word court, as in a king's court. Medieval courting was ritualized. That is, it followed a formal set pattern. A girl who sat with her boyfriend in front of the fire might be said to be sparking with her beau. And in a car a generation or so later, they'd be parking. Tomorrow, who knows what the magic words will be, but you can be sure of one thing. In matters of love, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Hey, Doris. Hi. Hey, wait, Doris, wait up. Look, about the other day. Listen to me. I'm really sorry about the way I acted.
You didn't act badly.
I mean what I said.
Why?
Well, because I really like you. I do. And that stuff that I said about your hair looking like fine silk and all.
It's not silk, it's hair.
I know. That's what I mean. I must have sounded like a poet from the Middle Ages or something. You know, all flowery and affected. That's not me. That's not how I am.
I wouldn't know.
All right, I was a jerk, okay? I admit it. I used the wrong words to say what I felt. But that doesn't mean that what I said was wrong or that I didn't really feel them.
It's just that you came on acting so strange. I thought you were a nut or something. I do understand.
Hey, I don't need you to feel sorry for me.
Well, I didn't mean that. It's just that I know how you feel, and I'm sorry if I've upset you.
How do you know how I feel?
It's not the first time that somebody's been infatuated with me.
So what do you think it is, puppy love?
I don't know. I'm sorry. Do you think it's easy looking the way I do?
You really are beautiful. Don't you know that?
Well, look at it from my side. I didn't ask to look this way. It just happened, and I'm stuck with it, just like everyone else is stuck with the way they look.
I never thought of it that way. Could be a problem, I guess.
Sure. I mean, I can't help it if the other girls' boyfriends are attracted to me. It just happens like that. Most of the time, I just want to be left alone or have a few friends. But all the girls reject me. Maybe they're jealous. I don't know.
You shouldn't have any problems. You can go out every night.
You'd be surprised. You know that most of the times I don't get asked to the big dances and things. I don't know why.
I bet I do.
Why?
The guys, they feel like they're not good enough for you. Or that you already have a date.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you to say that, but it's not true. I like spending a lot of time alone, but you see, I have a problem. I mean, if I'm too quiet, then everybody thinks I'm stuck up. And if I'm too friendly, then I can't get rid of them.
Yeah, I never realized. Makes me feel funny.
How?
I don't know. I just mean that, I feel we can talk. I mean, I feel we understand each other better now.
Yes, that's good, because I need all the friends I can get.
Yeah. Listen, is that all it is, just friends? I mean, looking in the future, do you think it's possible that there could be more?
No, please. Look, I really like you. Can't we just keep it the way it is? You're so vulnerable.
Hey, I'm okay. I just don't like to be rejected.
Nobody's rejecting you. You look so sad. Come on, let's go down to the Burger Blitz.
No, thank you. I have wrestling practice.
Come on, I'll buy you a burger.
You will?
Yes. And I promise not to laugh when you tell me my hair's like silk.
Okay, it's a deal.
Great.
Can I get a waffle and fries soon? In the corner.
Good shot.
It was luck, Beth. Someday I'll really learn how to play this game.
Okay. Al, are you going to fiddle with that thing all day?
No, it's just that it's interesting to listen to other hams.
I never will understand why they call them hams.
I don't know. That's just what they're called. People who are amateur radio operators are called hams.
Can you operate it?
Sure. With my license, I'm not allowed to transmit anything but code. See? But anyone can listen. I can pick up broadcasts from all over the world.
What do you hear?
All sorts of things. There are hams in every country.
But what difference does it make if you can hear people from every country and you can't understand what they say?
Ah, that's the good part. English is the unofficial language of amateur radio all over the world.
Wow. See if you can get something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
K3 SAX, Kilo 3, Sierra Alpha X-Ray, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. From WB4 YDX, Whiskey Bravo 4, Yankee Delta X-Ray. WB4 YDX, Portable 4, Miami, Florida. You around, Bob? Over.
All right.
Number 22, emergency for International Red Cross Geneva.
Who's that?
From 3 Lima 6, Golf Alpha, Borgo Nusharan. Check of 60.
What's happening?
Be quiet.
The people of Borgo are starving. Since they cut the roads into the city, we have had no supplies. The food stores have been sold out for weeks. Today there were terrible food riots. Hundreds were killed by the Silurians. Many houses of the rich were burned. The rioting and fires continue. We must have food. Our people are dying by the hundreds. Signature Usam Hassan. End of message. How copy? Over.
3 Lima 6, Golf Alpha. From Hotel Bravo 9, India Tango Uniform. QSL, your number 22 emergency. Will relay to Red Cross Geneva as soon as possible. Our wishes are with you.
Did you hear that?
There must be something we can do.
No.
Are you sure?
That other station was in Switzerland. He'll relay the message. And what we heard was really something. It was important. I mean, we'll probably read about that tomorrow in the newspaper.
When we speak of broadcasting a radio or TV signal, where does the word come from? From farming. You know that cast can mean to throw. You cast a line when you're fishing. But what's a broadcast? When you're spreading seed, if you throw it far and wide, you're broadcasting seed. So, if you're sending a message far and wide via radio or television, for instance, you're said to be broadcasting your message. The word television comes from two Greek words, both of which appear in many of our English words. The tele part means distant or far off. Telegraph is distant writing. Telephone is distant sound. Telescope is distant looking. The vision part of television means see, and it's found in the words visualize, visible, and supervision. The word channel comes from the Latin word canalis, which means channel, and is also the source of the word canal. Now look at this word. It means channel as in the natural bed of a stream or river, but it looks like canal, which is, if you will, an artificial stream or river. A television or radio channel, then, can be thought of as a trough or stream through which information flows through the airwaves.
Hey, here's something on it.
What does it say?
The headline reads, "The President Sets Out Policy for Nushirwan."
Go ahead.
Responding to rumors circulated by foreign correspondents of unrest in the northern Nushirwanian city of Borgo, a White House spokesman for the president last night charged General Victor Laputa, president of the neighboring state of Oduma, with covertly supporting an attempt to overthrow the Western-aligned government of Nushirwanian President Kasimir Atakar. I don't get it.
You don't get what?
Well, the guy on the radio last night talked about people starving in the city and burning houses and people being killed.
Yes, so?
So the White House seems to be talking about something completely different. The man on the radio didn't say anything about Laputa or Atakar or anybody.
Well, maybe they have the wrong story. You know, things happen nowadays.
No chance.
Well, how come?
Because they're both talking about the city of Borgo, remember?
Somebody's not telling the truth. Listen to this. Secretary of State clarifies U.S. position.
On what?
Come on. The Secretary of State today attempted to clarify the statement made late Tuesday night by the President about the situation in Nushirwan. In light of reported incidents in Nushirwan, the United States wishes to reaffirm its commitment to the rights of peoples in all countries and urges the governments of Uduma and Nushirwan to investigate this incident.
I'm really confused. The ham broadcast said that people are being killed. The White House says that one government is trying to overthrow the other. And the State Department says that all people have rights. What's going on?
I don't know. We should probably watch the news. Maybe there'll be more.
Good.
Yeah.
The problem that our friends have is a common one. How to sort out the truth about something when there are many different versions of the story. Part of the problem may be with the correspondent, literally someone who responds with us. We have to ask ourselves, is our correspondent objective or subjective? These are two important words you should know. An objective report of an event gives just the facts, just what happened without any interpretation or emotion. A subjective report, on the other hand, is a personal report. The reporter's own feelings and background affect what he or she says. Both kinds of reporting are important. Objective because we need to know the facts, and subjective because it often takes a personal interpretation to make the importance of the facts clear to us. The point of view of your correspondent obviously affects the report that he or she will give you, particularly if it concerns an emotional issue. Reporters may try to be objective, but it's hard to keep the subjective influence of their own point of view from creeping in. Here's a news story reported objectively, just the facts.
A group of irregular troops from Alpha crossed the border into Bravo and took back some people who were in a camp there. The Alpha government noted this action was part of their policy toward Bravo.
Okay, you know what basically happened, but now let's hear the same story as it might be reported on Alpha TV.
A battalion of Alpha freedom fighters made an incursion into Bravo and freed some political activists who were being held in a concentration camp there. Our Alpha government said that this minor incident was part of our policy of responsible escalation.
Now, let's hear Bravo's side of the story.
A gang of Alpha terrorists invaded Bravo and kidnapped some convicted criminals from a re-education school. The Alpha government claimed this blatant atrocity was part of their policy of naked aggression.
Let's compare the words each of the reporters used to tell the same story. In the objective report, a group of irregulars crossed the border and took back some people from a camp in this action. In the report from Alpha News, it became a battalion of freedom fighters who made an incursion and freed some activists from a concentration camp in a minor incident. But to the people in Bravo, a gang of terrorists invaded their country and kidnapped some criminals from a re-education school in a blatant atrocity. Depending on your point of view, this is either an action, an incident, or an atrocity. Quite a different slant, isn't it? This little example shows us some of the power word choice has to affect the way we feel about something, even when the facts are presented objectively. Vocabulary can be used to control the way people think and feel, and it has been since the dawn of history.
What do you think they'll say?
Maybe nothing.
Yeah, most people have never heard of Nusharwan.
Like us until yesterday.
End quote.
Turn it up, okay?
Before the House for a vote tomorrow. And in other news, in response to continued rumors of unrest in the Nusharwanian city of Borgo, President Kasimir Otakar made the following statement, quote, "Reports of civil disturbances have been greatly exaggerated. There were some small incidents, but they were handled by local police. No loss of life was reported. We believe that these rumors were originated by the Oduman Propaganda Ministry," end quote. We'll be back after this.
Now, where does that leave us?
I don't know.
Me neither.
I guess we just have to keep watching the television, listening to the radio, and reading the newspaper.
You know, I have a sneaky feeling that we're never gonna know the real story.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I just thought of something. A way we can tell if we're getting the story straight from the news.
What?
How?
Well, we don't know the facts unless we're there, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to judge what they say, but we can judge how they say it.
How do you mean?
Suppose Jack was driving down the street and hit John. And Jack said, "Oh, it's just an accident," so it doesn't look so bad. And John says, "No, it was evil, it was deliberate, it was attempted murder," to make it look worse.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. We have to cut through all the emotions around the words and look at what they're really saying.
You know, I wish they would just give it to us straight so we don't have to go through all of this. You know, all facts, no slant.
Carl, that's the point. There's no such thing as objective reporting.
What?
Everybody has their own point of view.
The word bias has an interesting origin. Today, we may speak of a news report as being biased or slanted in one direction or another. Originally, however, bias referred to the way a roll or bolt of cloth was cut at an angle to the grain of the fabric. So, when you have a bias, you're going against the grain. Have you ever heard of the word euphemism? A euphemism is a nice way of saying something that's not nice. Every time you hear a non-emotional word substituted for an emotion-raising one, you're hearing a euphemism. Sometimes euphemisms can be helpful. Doctors often have to gently break unpleasant news to people, and they try to cushion the blow by using non-emotional words. Likewise, on the news, you often hear the phrases body count, fatalities, and loss of life, all of which are ways to report death without having to say killed. Every time you hear a non-emotional word substituted for an emotion-raising one, you're hearing a euphemism.
Those were last year's winners?
Yeah, what did you think of them?
They were just clips.
Clips?
Short scenes.
Oh.
Yeah, listen, you guys, if we're going to enter the WKLE Film Festival, we're going to have to get it together. We're going to have to learn how to talk cinema.
Yeah.
Cinema?
Movies, you know, we gotta learn the vocabulary of film.
Some people call movies cinema, which comes from the Greek word kinema, meaning to move. Both names, movies and cinema, are a bit misleading, because although the pictures in movies do move, they don't move the way they seem to. Have you ever wondered why they're called movies? What happens is that the film, a sequence of still pictures, each slightly different, are seen at a rate of 24 frames a second. As a result, what we actually see when we watch a movie is a series of 24 still pictures every second, which gives us the impression of movement.
I don't like this.
What do you mean?
I mean, if we can't figure out what a simple script means, how are we going to be able to make a movie?
Let me see. What do we have here? Okay. Fade in on a wide shot of a high desert valley in Wyoming. The WS shows us some snow and trees on the peaks. Tilt down to a wide shot of the valley floor. This WS reveals a strong contrast. The floor of the valley is a barren desert, lifeless except for a solitary horseman who is crossing in the distance. We pan to follow and zoom in to a CU of the rider.
Fade in. I know what that means.
What?
It's the opposite of fade out.
Yeah, okay. What's a wide shot?
The opposite of a narrow shot.
Very funny.
I'm serious. A narrow shot is like looking through a narrow doorway.
Or through a tube.
If that's true, then a wide shot would let you see all around.
Sure, sure. Mountains, snow, trees. Yeah.
Let me see. The WS shows us some snow and trees. So WS must mean wide shot. It's an abbreviation for wide shot.
Hey, there's another wide shot in WS.
Right.
Oh.
Good. Hold on. What does pan mean?
Read it again.
We pan to follow and zoom in to a CU of the rider.
I know what zoom in is, or at least I think I do.
How do you know?
My aunt has a zoom lens on her camera.
Oh. Well, Beth, that's nice. Well, what's it for?
Well, it enables you to push in closer or pull back further away.
Oh. So we zoom in to a close-up.
How did you know CU meant close-up?
I don't know, just guessed.
Well, I think you're right, except I still don't know what pan means.
Frying pan. No, No, I don't know. I guess it's a use of the word that we don't know. Probably a movie term.
Well, I hope the rest of the script pans out.
Some of these terms are obvious, wide shot and close-up, but others aren't. For example, what is a pan? Well, we usually think of it as something to cook with, but in the movies, the word pan has a special meaning. It's a motion of the camera from side to side, like this. It's short for panorama. Panorama comes from two Greek words, pan meaning all and horama meaning in sight. A panoramic shot is one which gives an unlimited view. Can you guess what it means when you dolly the camera? It has nothing to do with dolls. But this is a camera dolly. So when we dolly, we just push or pull the camera along. Now, what's a boom? Not boom, just boom. There's a boom in this picture. It's the long spar that extends the foot of the sail away from the mast. And there's another boom here. Do you see it? Here it is, a mic boom that helps position the microphone that picks up my voice. Sometimes the camera itself is put on a long boom which can lift it up in the air for high, wide panoramic shots. What do these uses of boom have in common? They involve a long horizontal beam used for holding something.
Come on, I want to get this scene shot before we lose the light.
Hey, look. If you think it's so easy to play stagehand dressed like a Martian, why don't you try it?
They're called grips.
What?
In the movie business, stagehands are called grips. I guess because they grab a lot of stuff.
Come on, let's go.
I'm about to grab something.
And I know who. Why can't you carry something?
I have to think. Sure. All right, let's put the camera right here. I want to get that hill in the background.
Right away, CB.
Okay. How do you want me to stand? Where?
Let's see. Martian? Stand next to the Martian, okay, and cheat a little bit this way. That's it. Good angle. Yeah, I can live with the shadows. That's okay. And don't squint. Okay. All right. Are you ready, Al?
Ready when you are, CB.
That's it. I want you to exude menace. I want to see danger coming out of all your pores.
This suit is airtight. I have sweat coming out of all of my pores.
Okay. How do you want the marshal to talk?
Let's see. Slowly and simply. Use little words. Okay. This is supposed to be the Old West.
Yeah, and you've never seen a UFO before.
Okay, how's this? Great balls of fire. Sure as I'm shooting, I just saw an extraterrestrial moseying on down the South 40. How's that?
Oh, what?
Don't make fun of me. It's hard to say extraterrestrial with a cowboy accent.
Well, that's our problem.
What?
A cowboy wouldn't call a Martian an extraterrestrial. Or a Martian. I mean, most old-time cowboys probably never heard of Mars, I bet.
But that's what you are, and that's what our show is about.
All right, well, let's see. You look over the hill and you see an extra Martian. No, we can't use that because they didn't have that word then.
They knew about Mars.
Most cowboys didn't, I bet. And if the marshal saw a flying saucer in the sky or something, he'd probably call it a flying frying pan.
All right. So you want me to do this like a real Old West marshal would really talk?
Of course. You know, we can't have Christopher Columbus riding in on a motorcycle. We need realism. Well, at least a bit of it anyway.
Anything you say, CB.
All right, listen, let's get this scene in the can. Now, Beth, you look over the hill and you see the UFO landing. You talk to yourself. You're amazed. You're astounded. But don't use the word UFO.
I know. Old West marshals don't know about UFOs.
Okay. All right. Now, you ready, Beth?
Yeah.
Okay. Al, get out of the picture, and I'll cue your entrance, okay?
Okay.
Okay, now, Beth, you know what you're going to say?
Yeah.
All right.
More or less.
Okay, lights, camera, action.
You have to say that every time.
Quiet on the set. Get back to your place. Beth.
Huh?
I can't see your face.
Oh, okay.
Action.
What's that over there? I must have ate some loco weed. Ain't no such varmint. Look at all them lights. All that loud music. I better go on over there, see what it is. Mosey on over there.
You!
That won't be necessary, Earthling.
Who are you? What are you?
Well, you might say that I am a traveler, and I'm powerful lost. Powerful lost. That doesn't sound right, does it?
Cut. Al, you were great.
Thanks, CB.
But an extraterrestrial would not sound like that. You have to speak in a stiff and formal way. Okay? Now, also, an extraterrestrial would not say things like, you know, I'm gonna mosey on to the next galaxy, or I'm powerful lost. Okay?
Well, how about if I say, I am a traveler, and I seem to have lost my bearings.
Okay.
As long as you didn't lose your wheel bearings, varmint.
An Earthling comedian.
Let's go, come on.
Oh.
Lights, camera, action.
What's that over there?
Photography is basic to the movies. Like many words that have been invented by scientists, photography is derived from Greek words, which give us clues to its meaning. Photography comes from two Greek words, photo meaning light, and graph meaning writing. Thus, a photograph is a light writing. This makes sense if you know how a photograph is made. Light falls on the photosensitive emulsion, a layer of chemicals sensitive to light. When processed, this produces the negative, from which the final photographic print is made. There are lots of photo words. They all have something to do with photography or light. You may know some of them or can guess at what they mean. The other half of photography is graph. Graph comes from the Greek word meaning writing and gives us words like autograph, biography, telegraph, and graphology. The last word there is kind of interesting. Graphology is the study of handwriting, and that's what the L-O-G-Y suffix means, the study of. Many branches of science end in L-O-G-Y.
Who would have thought I'd meet a sheriff just like me from another star?
Well, it wasn't too bad.
No. I thought the opening was a little slow.
Well, I thought that the middle was weak.
I didn't like the ending.
Can you imagine what the judges are going to say about this?
It was lousy.
It's punk.
Tripe, garbage.
A turkey, a dog,
A bust, a flop,
A bummer. A dud.
a disappointment.
More like a disaster.
Well, I don't know. I don't think that's what they'll say. They'll probably be nice.
Oh, yes, they'll use bigger words.
It all adds up to the same thing.
Oh, no, come on now, guys. Don't get vulgar.
Sorry.
The student production of Cowboys and Aliens was an ambitious first effort. The performance, however, falls short of promise.
One feels obliged to add that much of the humor in this film is unintentional.
Yeah, that about says it. Hey, why don't we not enter it? What do you think?
Well, I'd like to try again next year. It was a lot of fun making that movie.
A lot more fun than watching it.
Can I have some popcorn?
Yeah.
The age of space. Space exploration and space technology have changed the way we look at the world, the way we think about space, and even the words we use. The space age has added to our vocabulary in two different ways. First, old words have taken on new meanings. And second, new words have been coined. First, new meanings for old words. A window is an opening in a wall, right? Something that has to be washed. But a launch window is an opening in time. It's a brief period when it's possible, for example, to send a payload from the Earth to Mars economically. And not so long ago, when you said the word shuttle, this is what people thought of. The old-fashioned shuttle flew back and forth across the loom, carrying the thread that tied the warp together. The new space shuttle flies back and forth between the Earth and space, carrying the cargo that ties the Earth and space together. Many new words born out of the space program are what are called acronyms. The word acronym comes from two Greek words, and it literally means high name. Perhaps because an acronym is often made up of the high or capital letters in a phrase. Thus, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration becomes NASA. Now, light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation is a real mouthful. It's also one of the brightest fields in science, much better known by its acronym. Do you know what it is? Do you see the light? It's laser. Sometimes acronyms are made up of a couple of letters from a word, so the acronym can be easily pronounced. For example, radio detecting and ranging doesn't make a pronounceable acronym. But if you take the first two letters from the word radio, bingo, you've just invented the word radar. Remember, acronyms are words, and they're pronounced as words, like NASA, laser, and radar. If the acronym is in use long enough, or we hear it enough, we even forget it's a shortened way of saying something. When that happens, a new word is born. For example, SCUBA, an acronym for Self-Contained Underwater Breathing Apparatus.
Ta-da! Hey!
Beth!
The Florida kid returns.
Right. Hey. How was it?
My vacation?
Oh, the shuttle, the space shuttle.
Yeah, how was the launch? Didn't you see it?
Oh, yeah, I saw the space shuttle take off.
Right. So how was it? What was it like?
Come on.
I'm not telling.
What?
Hey, what's your problem?
I don't have a problem. I'm just writing a speech for English class.
Oh. English class.
You see, I want my audience to be surprised, and you guys can't keep anything secret, so forget it.
I don't believe you're not going to tell us.
You got it. Now, if you'll excuse me, bye.
I mean, I can understand why she'd want to work on it a lot. But can you believe that? Not telling us anything.
Just so she can write the speech.
I can't stand it anymore.
Look, let's go see what she's doing.
Nah. That's a good idea.
Okay, let's go.
Come on, don't you see I'm trying to work?
We just came up to bug you.
Come on, I'm having trouble with this thing, and I don't need your help.
Okay. Beth, if this speech is anything like your last one, you're going to need all the help you can get.
Oh, thanks a lot, Al. Maybe you're right. Here.
All right. The sun rises from the ocean, silhouetting the shuttle, like a red and white mosque by the sea. From where I was standing, the space shuttle was a little more than 2 miles away. The first thing about Florida that impressed me were the birds. The thing that most impressed me was a bird, too. Is that all you've got?
Beth, it doesn't fit together.
I just don't know where to start. I keep trying, but I don't know where to begin. I don't know, so much happened, you know?
Well, what is it you want to say?
I know what I really want to say. I've got all the answers.
Hey, I've got an idea.
What?
Well, you said that you have all the right answers, but maybe you're not asking the right question.
What?
We had something in class the other day about using words effectively.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
All right, here it is. Now, this is an outline that asks you the kinds of questions that you need to ask yourself before you write something.
Like what?
Well, here, look.
All right. What do I really want to say?
Yeah, think about it.
Well, I want to say that it was more fun being there. A lot more exciting than seeing it on TV.
Then say it. It's a lot better than this stuff.
Right, and that's something that people can care about.
Yeah, besides, everyone has seen the shuttle take off on TV.
And we want to know how being there is different.
Okay, I understand.
Here's the next question.
Who is my audience? Well, the kids in class, of course.
Exactly. So write something that they would want to read.
Hey, here's another question about the audience.
Okay, what do I want my audience to feel? I want them to feel what I felt when I was there. You know, like the sights and the sounds. I want them to feel the whole thing. I don't know, it was unbelievable. The heat and all, oh gosh, it was incredible.
All right, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Here, read the next question.
Okay. What do I want my audience to think? To think?
Yeah, I mean, don't you have an idea that you want to leave them with?
I don't know.
Well, did you come back with a new idea?
Well, I didn't used to think that the space program was so important. But now I think it's important to everybody.
All right, now that sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, here's the last question.
All right. What do I want my audience to do?
What do you want to happen after you've given them your message?
I got an idea.
What?
Oh, it's gonna be a secret, okay?
Come on, tell us.
No. Oh, I mean, this is gonna be good. A surprise.
All right.
But thanks for everything. Really, I appreciate your help.
Come on, Carl, we've got to go to the gym.
Here, don't forget this.
When scientists need a word to describe a new phenomenon, they usually make up their new word out of very old pieces. Words from the classical languages Latin and Greek. It's traditional. Latin and Greek were the international languages of European scholars for more than 2,000 years. Thus, many of the words born in the space age have their roots in ancient languages. But this creates a bit of a problem, since the ancients had no real idea of space travel. If they had no idea of space travel, they had no words for it. So, how can we use their languages to describe it? The answer is by means of metaphor. In a metaphor, a phrase literally meaning one thing is used in place of another to suggest a similarity between the two. If I say, for example, that the ship plows the sea, I don't mean it really plows the sea, but maybe the way its bow cuts through the water reminds me of the way a plow cuts through the soil. Or maybe the waves of the sea remind me of a plowed field. But in any case, the metaphor, the ship plows the sea, puts a more vivid picture in our minds than simply saying the ship moves on the sea. The word orbit has an interesting history. Originally, it came from the Latin word orbis, that meant circle or disk, and was akin to a word that meant rut or track. Astronomically, the path one body takes as it revolves around another is its orbit. So what was originally a path, perhaps worn by a wheel, has by extension come to mean a path through space. Both the United States and Russia have put people in orbit. Those people are called astronauts or cosmonauts. Both terms metaphorically compare space to the sea. Naut means sailor, and cosmos means universe. So a cosmonaut is a sailor of the universe. Astra means star, and an astronaut is a sailor of the stars. A sailor of the stars. Quite a nice idea, really, don't you think?
What do I really want to say? When you finally get to the viewing stands, you're still more than 2 miles from the shuttle. It looks smaller than when you see it on television, but it's really as big as a small office building. And in a few minutes, you're going to see it rise into space on a pillar of fire. Who's my audience? Kids, just like me. There weren't many other kids in the crowd. I saw more generals and reporters than anything else. It was exciting, just being so close to so many important people. Now, what do I want them to feel like? I want them to feel what it was like to be there. You can feel the heat, and you're starting to sweat a little. Is it the Florida sun? Or the feeling that this time something is going to go wrong? Now, what do I want them to think about? That the thing is so unbelievable, so incredibly complex, that when it all works, it's almost a miracle. That'll give them something to think about. The orbiter's main engines fire first. Their exhaust is almost invisible. Then about 3 seconds later, the solid boosters ignite, and the shuttle lifts off. The shuttle seems to jump into the sky, but it doesn't make too much noise, you think, until the real sound hits you. You can feel it through your feet. It juggles your guts. You can feel the heat and pressure on you like a hot, steady wind. As this thing, that's as big as an office building, tears a hole in the sky. Remember, you're still 3 miles from the shuttle, and the sound takes a little while to get to you. Seeing a launch, being there, it's a fantastic feeling. It's much better than when you see it on television. That's why I think that our class trip should include a visit to the Cape and a launch of the space shuttle.